Hello and welcome to another episode of Brewer Territory on the Fall Territory Network. I'm your host, Curt Hogg, alongside 2017 star Cool Knebel. Let's jump straight into it this week. We're a week into spring training. We got a month plus until opening day. It's 37 days. Corey, not that I'm counting. Not that actually 36 days, I think, by the time this comes out. So the weather's warming up here. We don't have a ton of news though from Brewer spring training, but what we do have this time of year, every single year, you can count on it. Unlike that groundhog, is the PECOTA projections. And if you are unfamiliar with what these are, it is Baseball Prospectus, the statistical leaning analysis website. A great work that the guys over there, the guys and gals, I should say, over there do. Each year they put out these PECOTA public projections. It's maybe the most well-known, most well-renowned projection system that the public gets. Obviously, each team is doing its own fancy schmancy dancy model. For the Brewers, it's in the keg, their proprietary database. But they have come out for the Brewers, and you know what? They don't like them. They do not like the Brewers. Coming in at 80.5 wins. Corey, first off, over or under on that from you?
I mean, I'm taking the over. It's every year, man. The Brewers are always the guys to come out and have to prove themselves. You know, everyone's always doubting them, man.
And I'm sure that the manager will have no use for this number. He will pay it no mind. It won't come up in any team meetings in the clubhouse in Maryvale. He would never have a chip on his shoulder or look for any perceived slight. But my question for you, before what we get into really what I want to do this episode, is going over the over-unders on specific players. What I want to ask you is, what's your familiarity with this projection system? Did it ever come up? Did any projections ever come up in the clubhouse, or did you pay any mind to these as a player?
Nope. Just learned about it about 2 minutes ago when you started explaining it. So thank you.
Well, that is, you may not have hated them as a player. Let me say that. So I pulled this up. I looked this up while we were prepping for this show. 2018, obviously, I think understandably, you're coming off your best year. The projections on you were very high. I believe a 2.5 something ERA.
Okay.
Which I don't know where that ranked you at the time among relievers, but I would guess that's somewhere near the top. And then 2019, I thought this was interesting as well, because 2018, you finished that year phenomenal, but you look at the total numbers and they probably weren't, they definitely weren't on pace with your 2017 season. 2019, Corey, it had you projected for a 2.42 ERA, wow, 1.16 WHIP, and 79 strikeouts in 56 innings.
Man. Impressive. Yeah, I mean,
that's what would have happened.
Right? That's what would have happened. If I wouldn't have finished 2018 like I did, man, that ERA was up there. So that's thank you for giving me that low projection.
Okay, do you remember, I don't have this handy dandy, but do you remember how high your ERA got at a point in 2018? Because you finished that year with a bang. One of those nice awards behind you, I think, is late in that year.
Oh, that's 2017. Sorry, 2018's on the other side. I can't move my
camera. Can't see it. All right.
No, I mean, I think honestly, because I went on that stretch in September. Yep, September, and then
September.
October. Yeah. Gosh, it had to have been up to 5, maybe close to 6, and I think I gave up 1 run in October, and that was it. So yeah, gosh.
So I don't know if you can get back pay for innings you never pitched because of the UCL, that dang album, man, that came up in 2019. But if you can, maybe you can give a little tip to PECOTA, which again, they don't like the Brewers in 2026. However, they were also low on Milwaukee last season. I don't remember the exact number, but it was somewhere around 79, 80-ish wins.
70, yeah.
And I'm not a math guy, but they have 97 minus 80.8 is where they're at right now. That's a That's a pretty big difference. So let's get into some of these individual players. I'm gonna flash their numbers on the screen. If you're watching on YouTube, we'll read them to you as well. If you're of the listening type and you're following along via podcast, once again, by the way, please subscribe, please like, please share with your friends. That'll help us out. But I'm gonna read these lines to you. We'll go one by one on some of the interesting players, and we're both gonna say whether we are higher on those projections or lower on those projections for each individual player. This isn't the whole team. These are just some of the most interesting ones. Let's start off with the kid himself, the 21. Soon he's gonna be 22 soon. Jackson Chourio. They have him at a 750 OPS and 23 home runs. Corey, are you going over or under on those?
I like those numbers. I'm still going to take the over on the OPS. That the homer count, I think he's right around there. So I'm going to take the under on the homer count.
You're gonna okay. Go. You're gonna split. I'm gonna go over on both. I think this is the year Jackson Chourio puts it all together. As long as he kind of hones in the swing decisions a little bit earlier in the year, I think it's going to be a pretty big season for him. He didn't walk last year, like 3 weeks. 3 weeks into the year. That's the kind of hitter you both like and hate up there because he's swinging away at everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't know what your plan is with him. All right.
Yeah.
Here's your guy, Big Woo, Brandon Woodruff, the ace of this team. They've got him. They like him. 3.42 ERA.
That's good.
PECOTA sees him as being one of the better starters in the National League this season. So where are you going? Over, under in this case would be better. Under a 3.42 ERA and over would be worse. So what do you see here in your crystal ball for Wood?
I'm going to take the under from this guy, man. I got great faith that he's going to be in the high twos this year. That's my projection.
High twos. And if he's healthy, there's reason to believe he can do it. We saw him pitch to that, I think he was low threes last year, but with better like peripheral results. And that was without the 96, 97 fastball that we're used to seeing. However, this is going to hurt. This is going to hurt a little to you, maybe some of the listeners. I'm going to go over just because, Corey, that seems it just seems like that's more best case than I think you can bank in for at this time of the year. And we'll see ultimately, I just haven't seen where the stuff is at. Coming off surgery. So that's what we got. That's where we got Big Woo.
Yep.
Sorry, Brandon. You're listening to this. Find something better to do with your time, buddy. But all right, let's go to the other gray beard in that clubhouse. Another guy that you played with, Christian Yelich. These feel low, don't they? 717 OPS and 17 homers. 17
homers. Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see over. I'm seeing over on both, and that's 17 homers. Yeah, I'm 100% taking the over here.
You're 100% taking the over, and I'm going to as well. I mean, this is a guy that had a 795 OPS last
year, yeah.
And maybe it's become a little are we taking a Christian Yelich in this form of what he is for granted a little bit? Because in 2020, 2021, around that time, 22 maybe, there were the questions of not only is he going to get back to the MVP level, but is he going to get back to making this contract worth it?
Mm-hmm.
And so I just wondered, do we take for granted a little bit his production?
I think so. Yeah, right. Because, I mean, obviously the OPS, it doesn't put into account, runners on base or any of that. But I think, look, the guy's still a clutch hitter, right? He's still a clutch player. You get guys on base, he's going to make sure that he does his job. So, I think obviously they probably project him pretty low, especially like you said, after 2020, 2021. And that's just how it is, man. But I'm taking the over. I think the guy's coming back.
Yeah, he was pretty consistent last year, despite I'd say he started pretty slow to the season. But after that, once he kind of found his footing into the season fully healthy, he was great. Look, the guy finished 12th in MVP voting. So he's put together these last 3 years OPSs of 818, 909, 795, and
Yeah.
here's really why I'm going over on 717 OPS. When things were bad for him, relatively, right? You can put some air quotes on bad.
Mm-hmm.
The guy had a 736 OPS.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, when you're making 24 mil, 25 mil, or whatever in Milwaukee, that's going to make it like that's going to make a 736 OPS seem like bad. But that would be a good year that'd be a career year for a lot of guys.
A lot of people. Exactly. Which, I mean, he earned it, his 2018 year, obviously. Do you have his OPS in 18?
2018 flat 1,000
Yeah.
flat. And then in 2019, obviously he was even better. I mean, you could argue that was the best offensive season in franchise history. Right up there with, I think, Braun and Yount had a couple with a 1,100 OPS, which,
gosh, yeah,
it's it's Aaron Judge.
That's tough. Yeah, right. Exactly. That's Aaron Judge. It's tough to get back to, but I mean, anything can happen, especially. But he did. He definitely earned that contract.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot to be said too about like his leadership on this team, and we can't put a number on that as much as I like to try to put numbers on everything. That stuff matters too, especially with the way that the Brewers operate and all these young guys, right?
I agree. It speaks volume, man.
All right, so we've got Yelich higher than a 717 OPS. Boy, there would be a lot of not fun conversations being had about Christian Yelich if he's down at that point. Here's a young guy. Here's a new guy, a young guy. Brandon Sproat, Corey, 4.38. What you got on him? And I want to hear why. Give me the explanation why, because this is one of the more difficult ones.
I mean, look, he's a 4.38. I mean, that's great for a starter, right? It's, I think, obviously, not knowing what can happen here. I'm gonna take the under. I like.
You're going okay. You're going under.
Right around there.
Now we don't know if he's probably not gonna get a rotation spot coming out, but what do you see in this guy that gives you the confidence to say he's in better than a 4.3 ERA in your rookie year as a starter? That's pretty dang good.
Yeah. That is. And, it could be starts. It could be a couple spot starts, maybe some relief appearances. And I think that, that's why I'm taking the under here. Obviously, if he was going to be a lock in the rotation, it could be a little different. But I think that, him still being young, there's still going to be a couple moves to be made. He might be bouncing back and forth. And who knows, that could help keep him fresh, keep that ERA lower.
You make some good points here that I haven't really considered, right? The Brewers in the last few years have gone a little bit away from how we saw them onboard Woodruff and Burns and Freddie, and Ashby was this way too, where like you come up as a reliever, you swap roles a little bit, and that seemed to help a lot of guys' development. Like they could have done that with Miz. I think Miz would have been the perfect guy to do it with, but they've looked at these starters, these young starters, and they've gone, no, you're starting. This year, though, maybe not. With the depth they have, how do you kind of see this playing out over, we're always focused on opening day, but over 162, how do you kind of see them mixing and matching with these young guys and getting innings for everybody?
Right. I mean, I said it last episode. I think that, look, we got a lot of young guys and there's a lot of unanswered questions, right? And who knows, that could be where we're trying to get as many spot starts, playing the days off, like I said, playing those matchups. And I think there's a lot of young guys that obviously they also want to keep healthy. So it might be come in for a spot start. You're going to come out of the pen, y'all are going to, piggyback in after that, one game. So, I think, look, it's great for those young guys, right? To to get that experience. And hey, you're fresh for 4 innings, you're fresh for 3 innings, and then you start to kind of tail off a little bit after that. So why not get them out while they're still fresh and bring in another fresh arm? So
we could definitely see a lot of openers this year.
Yeah,
for the Brewers, they've got they've got guys that are kind of
team to do it.
There's starters that fit that like mold, where Priester and maybe we don't know exactly how Sproat's profile ends up playing, but you just have a guy that you want to go through the order twice, basically. And avoid that top of the order. Here's something I forgot. I was just looking at this the other day. You were a starting pitcher in the playoffs, Corey.
Yeah, I was. Back-to-back games.
Back-to-back games. You started, right, in a do or die, winner take all playoff game on the road.
5 in San Francisco, man. What a time. What a time.
I completely had forgotten about that.
There's a whole different kind of adrenaline rush, man. I mean, being a reliever, being a closer, coming in some high spot games in the playoffs, it's exciting, but man, that was different. When they asked me to start game 5, I'm like, you've got to be joking, right? It's supposed
you called the right guy? Did you
butt dial? What? No,
Yeah.
there's no way, man. And it was definitely an experience. I still got those pictures on my phone of me running in. I don't know. It was exciting. It was very exciting.
Yeah, that's. I mean, we saw Trevor McGill do it in same situation. NLDS game 5, winner take all. You get the late inning guy with that curveball and that riding four-seamer. Come on in.
Yeah.
Right off of the bat. So yeah, we could definitely see the Brewers use some of those openers. We got 4 left here, so we'll try to shuttle through a couple of these quick.
All right.
Let's go to a young hitter, Jett Williams. This one caught my eye. 697 OPS and 11 home runs. Now maybe the home runs are a little playing time dependent. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what their at bat total is for him, but all things considered, I think you would take this rookie season from a guy. But do you have him being better, or do you have that being maybe too high of a standard for Jett?
I mean, I think you're spot on. I would take this. I think this is a pretty good projection for a rookie. 697. I mean, if I got to choose over or under, I'm gonna take the under. Just a barely under. I think 11 home runs. Obviously, like you said, what are the at bats, right? 11 home runs could be pretty high, but who knows what's going to happen, right? Maybe he makes that third base job right out of camp, and 11 home runs seems pretty on point.
Yeah, the Luis Rengifo signing seems to throw a bit of a wrench into that, because you figure David Hamilton's defense. They went out and got. I guess they went out and got Jett too, but they went out and got this guy. So
yeah,
it might be a trickier road to get Jett. I was going to say get Jett onboarded, but that's just a bad pun. To get Jett ready for opening day and third base, and you could get him maybe some more reps wherever you want at AAA. So I'm with you. I'm going to go under on both of these, but I still think that it's going to be a pretty solid year.
Yeah,
from Jett Williams. All right, let's go back to the pitching staff. Here's one that really caught my eye. Logan Henderson. 3.65 ERA, which I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe that would be the second best of any of the starting pitching options. And I'm pretty sure it's the second best by far of all the options the Brewers have in-house to be primary starters. What you got, Logan Henderson's rookie year?
Yeah, I mean, that's solid. That is one solid.
That would be a great year.
Right, exactly. I could see it. I mean, I could see with him working with Hookie and Hendo that it could be possible, but I am going to take the over. I think that's a great ERA, and I'd love to see it happen, but I'm going to take the over.
Yeah, the league just figures you out. The league figures you out at some point.
Yeah.
And being a guy that throws, he does throw 3 pitches, but really, if you boil it down, it's largely fastball changeup.
Mm-hmm.
I've been really high on Logan Henderson going back to his days as a prospect, but I'm going to join you on this, going under on 365. Speaking of, okay, this is a question that I feel like you could provide us with some good insight on is, when did the league figure you out? Like, did you have some early success, and what was the first adjustment they made to you?
The first adjustment was the fastball up. Once they started figuring that out, right? I'm throwing fastball up,
And they're taking.
Yeah. And so they're taking the fastball up. Well, yeah, that was really 2023 when I started having to, all right, I got to actually throw a strike at the top of the zone, or now start trying to throw it down. And I hadn't thrown down since 2016, and year wasn't the best for me. So that was when they figured it out. And yeah, what do? Well, you got to try and make another pitch. And I tried, and now I'm sitting at my desk at home. So
Who was the guy that was instrumental in like teaching you fastball up, right? It sounds so simple, especially in today's game. But when was that the 2017, like, what started clicking for you, and who was instrumental in like making you get the most out of what you had?
So, I mean, it was kind of a mixture of, obviously, DJ, Derek Johnson, and Lee Tunnell, and our bullpen coach at the time. And we had a catcher who Brewers might remember. Guy was hilarious, Jett Bandy.
Another Jett.
There,
cornering the market on the Jets. 2 T's.
Jett Bandy. We need to get him on the show one day too. He just, I don't know. He was like, hey, here's what we're going to do. You're going to throw your fastball up. I'm going to put my catcher's mitt up here. I'm going to stand up with you, and you're going to throw it right here. And then we'll get that curveball right there in the dirt, and I'm going to block it every time. And he did, man. And we had Manny Pena also, who they worked really like hand in hand that year of, look, here's what we're going to do. Fastball up, curveball down. That's all we're throwing. Don't set up anywhere else. So it was, man, I couldn't believe it worked, and it did, and it stuck.
It's so funny how simple this game is, right? Sometimes
don't throw strikes, and that's how you'll get people out.
Yeah, don't attack. Don't live in the zone. All right, so we got 2 left here. Let's go to our last hitter. We got Joey Ortiz, 697 OPS and 14 home runs. That's an OPS over 100 points higher than he was last year when he was lowest among qualified hitters in baseball in OPS. 14 homers would be pretty dang good too. You add this to the defense, and that's like a very valuable shortstop.
There you go.
Very valuable. Where do you land on Joey Ortiz's PECOTA projection?
Man, I mean, I got to take the over here. I'm going to take the over. I think last year, obviously, he was a huge defensive player, and I think that he's going to start making these next steps. I think something's going to click, hopefully. I mean, the home runs, can I take the under on the home runs?
You can take the home runs. Yeah, you can take the under
on the over on the OPS and the under on the home
runs. He doesn't need 14 home runs to get a 700 OPS. The bat to ball is good enough.
Yeah. What do you got?
That sound you heard was everyone listening to this falling out of their chairs at work, hopefully not crashing their cars if you're driving, listening to this on your drive to work, because it was a rough year last season for Joey Ortiz. I'm very intrigued at you going over. You're kind of like Matt Arnold when the front office talks about Joey. They talk about all these ingredients that they love in his offense, and people are kind of sitting there listening and going, I wonder when we're going to see those. And I would love for this to be over. I just can't take it until I've seen the improvement. So maybe I'll be proven wrong on that one.
Oh,
let's wrap it up here. Let's wrap it up with, who else are we going to finish this with?
Right,
The Miz.
Look at this. I mean, we've got
394
pitchers under 4, sub 4 ERAs, and we still got an 80.8 over under on our wins. Come on.
Yeah. And this is like this. I will add this too about projections is more often than not, it's going to side on the err on the side of caution, of safety. Of it's going to regress things, and your numbers are going to be, if you had a career last year, it's going to be worse this year. If you're a young guy, we're going to be very cautious about you. So 394 for Miz is a pretty dang good number.
Yeah.
And you're right, Corey. 3 starting pitchers under 4 and 80 wins. Boy, they don't like this offense.
No, they don't. Man, with Miz at a 394, I can see it, man. I'm taking the under. I'm taking the under here. I can see this guy doing some special things.
I'm going to join you. I'm going to go under as well. You gotta bet on the stuff sometimes, right?
I mean, he throws 100. That is hard to see. It's hard to make that decision, right? What is it? 700ths of a second is what you have to make that decision.
To make the decision,
or not. So, man, yeah, you got to put that into play. He's throwing 100. This guy's going to be. I'm taking the under.
So you're putting the bookmark. You're putting the stamp on this being a big year for Miz.
Yeah. Stamp.
Yeah. Okay, let's stamp it. Let's stamp it right here. 26 minutes into episode 3 of Brewer Territory. Corey's in on the Miz. I say why not? Why not lower than 394? I saw the way he carved up hitters in the playoffs. We'll forget about some of the other blips in the radar. Year 2 jump. We'll take it. We will take that for Miz in year 2 for sure. 81 wins, man. That's all the Brewers have to do to overcome their PECOTA projections.
And we're right. That's it.
and we're right. Yes. So this will be something that like I said earlier, I'm sure the Brewers know, at least Pat Murphy in the front office know is there. I'm sure their numbers are also higher than 81 wins internally. That's been the case the last few years where they think they're better than the public thinks they are. And hey, most of the time it has worked out. We'll see how it plays out. This game, it's played on the diamond, not on a spreadsheet, not on a Google Doc or a Microsoft Word page, which is unfortunate for me and probably why I'm sitting here and never played at all. But we'll see. We will see whether PECOTA is right or the Brewers are right or whether we are right.
We're right. Here.
in the great 2026 baseball season that's going to begin soon. Once again, thanks for listening. Please like, please subscribe, please share with a friend as we get this ball rolling. Corey, see you later. Thanks for your time.
We'll see you soon, guys.